All right, it is 10 o'clock, Saturday, May 5th, 2018. My name is Joel Brout, and I'd like to welcome you to our Saturday morning breakfast call here with my beautiful wife, business partner, Kristen. And you know what? We're going to have a spectacular, wonderful day. It's starting to be springtime out here. Some days actually already feel like summer. I think we went from winter to summer, and then back to winter again, and back to summer again, back to winter. Now we're back into summer again. It's kind of ridiculous, the weather that's been going on here in Pennsylvania. Hopefully you're having a beautiful day, warm sunshine. I always feel good when it's kind of sunny. I'm not sure why it puts a smile on my face, but anyway, I want to congratulate those of you that have received a check or earned a check in the last week. Matching postcards, or a little bit of both. So congratulations to Zena and Greg and Justine, Charles, Sam, David, Pandora, Roy, Eugene, Jesus. Congratulations as well to Michael and Darnella, Mike, Annette, Wolf, Richard, Scott, Jean, Linda, Mel. Congratulations to Kimberly, Kathleen, Christopher, Randy, Michael, Thomas, Bill, Jen, John, Nate, Grant, Harry, Ryan, Jason, Jill, and Rich. And congratulations to everybody that's been putting more people into the business and free members and growing your team. Makes a really big impact on your future and the ability to obviously generate income from home. Everything is pretty much up to date with Postcard Networker. If you've ordered postcards recently, they are in the mail to you. All the checks are up to date in terms of commissions. So everything is kind of just sailing along smoothly throughout the springtime. Nothing new really happening right now with kind of some of the I announced last week I would work on some videos. I didn't get them done quite yet, but I definitely will still work on them for the back office. Not an integral part of it. I mean, people are still obviously joining, upgrading, moving through the process, but we'll answer a few questions as well once I get those up. We do sometimes get phone calls and stuff from people that we help them out understand how the process works, and of course save you the time of answering the same questions. So we'll get those up hopefully very soon, maybe this weekend or early next week. We'll try and put those together. They're only going to be about 4 or 5 minute, 6 minute video explaining each of the steps anyway as people go through them. And we do already have the kind of 30-minute, 40-minute video that explains the whole system. So. Sorry, I just had to have another drink of water here. Okay, so today I want to talk to you a little bit, and we're going to do a training on enrolling people, recruiting people, sponsoring people, whatever you want to call it. So how to personally enroll 100 people into your network marketing business, okay? And I'm going to talk about these concepts, and some of these trainings obviously overlap with ideas. Because and part of the reason why is because at the end of the day, there's only so many ways that you can talk about doing the same activity, right? If we look at a network marketing business, internet marketing business, postcard marketing business, internet, program, whatever you want to call what it is that we're doing, whatever label you want to put on it, it's all kind of the same thing. It all comes back to the same thing, right? We have to sell products and services to another human being, okay? And at the same time, we have to encourage them to duplicate that same activity or also sell products and services to other people. So the activity that we're doing really is bringing them into our business to purchase our products and services, as well as recruit others to do the same thing, right? Or sell to others. And this is no different, by the way, for those of you that are worried about any kind of stigma or any kind of like, is this real or is this legitimate? Is this a good industry to be in? I mean, at the end of the day, it's no different than what the real estate industry does. Okay, it's no different than what the insurance industry does. I was talking to a good friend of mine yesterday, a business partner of mine, and he was saying, he was explaining to me a friend of his that's interested in network marketing, and but he can't quite like understand how it works, and he's trying to understand, like, can it work for him, and he's been so intrigued with it, but he's an insurance agent. And I said, well, at the end of the day, it's exactly what he does. And he's kind of like, what? No, it's not. He sells insurance. And I said, no, actually it is. If you look at the way that the majority of insurance agencies are set up, they essentially have two activities that they can do, which is identical to what network marketers do, right? They can sell insurance, right? So sell their products or services, and they can recruit other insurance agents and get a small commission from all the efforts of those other insurance agents, okay? The vast majority of companies work that way. And when you recruit enough insurance agents, you become a broker, or you have your own kind of like office where you train those people, right, to teach them how to sell insurance. You have to generate leads for them. You have to have follow-up systems. You have to teach them how to close deals. You have to teach them how to do the paperwork. So at the end of the day, I mean, if you now, by the way, most insurance companies don't go down, 3 levels, 4 levels, 5 levels, 10 levels. I mean, they don't necessarily have the multi-level component. Sometimes they'll pay on like 1 or 2 levels or something like that. But essentially, the activity is the same: selling and recruiting, right? Same thing with real estate agents, right? And they might call it hiring in the real estate world because they don't want to be subjected to saying, oh, we're not like MLM, right? We're not like network marketing. But really, real estate is identical too, right? You're selling houses, and you're recruiting other realtors to come work with you, right? And then you kind of create your own brokerage, or you create your own office, and you've got all the realtors working for you, right? Going out and selling the products and services, right? Selling the houses, listing the houses. So it's for those of you that are looking at this industry and saying, oh, I don't like recruiting, or I'm not sure if I feel comfortable with that aspect of it. It's truly just the same as almost every other industry out there. We got to go find people that will work with us, right? And sometimes you hire them as employees, and sometimes you hire them as commissioned contractors, right? We're just essentially hiring people as commissioned contractors, okay, to work with us. If they sell products and services or move product, then they get paid. If they don't, they don't, right? So I'm going to talk a little bit today about the process again, and this is important for you to understand in context that this is all we do over and over and over and over again. Now, obviously, we use a system with Postcards, with Postcard Networker, to be able to accomplish this, right? So there's different ways you can accomplish this, but at the end of the day, it all comes back to, first off, the very first thing you got to do is just build a contact list, right? Build a list of potential prospects. And at the end of the day, there's really a couple ways to do this. One, you can generate the leads yourself, okay? So meaning you can run advertisements in newspapers, you can run advertisements on Google, you can run advertisements on Facebook, Instagram, you can run banner ads, you can run YouTube ads. There's all kinds of places where you can take a couple dollars, and publish an advertisement and direct traffic from another website, direct people from another website, YouTube, Facebook, Google, CNN.com, wherever you want to try to find people, okay, and direct them back over to your website, okay. That's option number one. Option number two is to buy lists of people, from other companies or other people who have already generated that lead, right? So an instance of that, of course, is getting our postcards with the leads already on them. We generate the leads, we find the leads, we track them down. People that are interested in a home-based business, people that are interested in network marketing, people that are interested in becoming a member of our team. We print them on the postcards and you mail them. Okay. Now, the simpler of the two, of course, is just getting the postcards and mailing them, and that's what makes our system so simple, that's what makes our system so good, is that we can generate and find and locate all the leads for you. Okay, and that's a great offer to make to the next recruit too, to the next person, right? Like if I were to tell you, listen, you never have to worry about building your list, right? You never have to worry about the like where to find people to build your list with. You still have to build your list, but you never have to find out like where do I run ads, where do I find these people? Because one of the scariest things for a new person coming into a network marketing company is, do I have to go sell this to my brother? You know, do I have to go sell this to my mom? Do I have to take these products and sell it to my next door neighbor? Now, I'm not saying we shouldn't do that. I absolutely, totally, 100% advocate that if you have a good product and service that they might enjoy, that you share it with them. But that's not going to be the crux of your whole business. I mean, think about it this way. If your neighbor or your brother or your mom or whoever really wanted to do their own home-based business or network marketing, there's a good chance they might already have done it at one point or are currently involved in it, right? So there's nothing wrong with sharing it with them. There's nothing wrong with sharing the products and services and even sharing the business opportunity with any of your warm market, right? But building an entire business based on your warm market is intimidating, and sometimes, they don't want it. They're not in the market for it. That'd be like going and trying to sell an engagement ring to somebody who's already married, right? Or selling haircutting services to someone who's bald. I mean, maybe they don't really want what you're selling, right? And no matter how much you talk to them and follow up with them, there's a good chance you'll never enroll them. However, on the flip side, if you talk to somebody who's interested in a home-based business, who actually wants what you're selling, who actually wants what you're offering, there's a much better chance of you being able to be successful, right? So we got to build our list at the end of the day. And, the funny thing is, whoever has the biggest list tends to make the most money. I've said this before, but whoever has the biggest list, whoever does the most marketing and advertising, wins. Generates the biggest income. It's not a secret, guys. I've said this. I've been doing this for full time since 2004, right? What do we got? 14 years now. That I've been full time in network marketing. It's not a secret that the primary, because I'm okay, right? Like in terms of like sales and talking to people, I'm very comfortable. But I wouldn't consider myself like the top salesperson in the world or the best network marketer. I definitely wouldn't consider myself that. Okay, I'm good, but I'm not like so polished that I could, I could close any person, anytime, anywhere. There's people that definitely have much better networking skills than I do. Okay, closing skills than I do. But what I lack in any of those skills, and I would say I'm pretty decent at it, but what I lack in any of those skills, I just make up in numbers in my list. I can enroll more people than most network marketers, more personals, okay, into any business, simply because I know how to generate a huge amount of people. I know how to collect a lot of people into a list, and then I talk to them, and I offer them. And a small percentage of them every single time will join and work with us and buy from us and do that type of thing. And I want you to understand that that's kind of the game. Like that, those are the rules of the game. Like if we were to sit down and play, most of you are familiar, I'm sure, growing up and even over the years as you get older, playing the board game Monopoly, right? The rules of the game, right, or the way you win is to own as much of the property as possible, right? Like, because then every time all the other players land on your property, they got to pay you rent, right? They've got to give you their money, right? So the more property you own, the more money you're going to collect. It's the same thing in network marketing, right? It's the same thing in Postcard Networker. Like, the more people you have on your list, the more money you will start to collect. Right? The more people that you can advertise to, market to, that you've collected, the more money you're going to make. Okay? So that's kind of, and I use the word rules in the game. I kind of more mean like the strategy or what you should do. But, I mean, if you look at how do you win in network marketing, the number one strategy isn't having the best compensation plan. It's not having, the most unique product in the world that nobody's ever heard of before. It's not having any of that. Really, the way you win primarily is having the best, biggest list, right, of contacts, of people that are interested, and then marketing and advertising to those people over and over and over and over again. Okay, so we're going to continue to focus on building our list. No matter what company you're in, no matter what business you're in, listen, if you ever decide that Postcard Networker is not for you and you decide to leave, that's okay. Just don't forget to keep building your list, right? Postcard Networker primarily is designed to help you build your list of contacts, right? Help you warm up your contacts, help you sell to your contacts. Okay, that's what our system is designed to do. But if at any point you decide, it's just not quite for me, the culture or the way to do it or whatever, you find something else or you just decide to leave. Okay, now I'm not advocating leaving. I mean, I think we have the best, maybe I'm not the best closer in the world, but I've definitely got the best marketing system in the world. Okay, I truly, honestly believe that Postcard Networker is the best marketing system for network marketers, period. End of story. I mean, with the product or the offerings that we have and the system and stuff like that and the tracking and how easy it is to send a postcard and the duplication that happens, I think it's literally the best. But if you ever do choose to leave, listen, I want you to take this with you. This is a gift, all right? You always have to build your list no matter where you go. You always have to continue building that contact list. And you have to take your list from company to company to company to company. If you ever change your network marketing opportunity, if you ever change the products and services you're selling, take your list with you, okay? Don't leave all your contacts, don't leave all your people, don't leave everybody behind. Take as many of them as you possibly can with you, because otherwise you start over each time you move. Each time you start a new network marketing company, you're going to leave everybody behind, start all over again. And then you can never get to $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 a month because every 10 minutes you're building a brand new list again, right? That's the only reason. And in Postcard Networker, if you build your list with us, in Postcard Networker, you can move them into any company you want because it's your list, right? You've built them before you put them in anything. So you can offer them anything you want to join ever. Okay, does that make sense? So the second thing is obviously we have to invite people, and if you want to look at the way to succeed in network marketing, having a big list is great, but then you just have to have a way to obviously invite them to join you, right? Promote to them, email them, call them, text message them, send them to a video, send them to a presentation. And along with that goes, of course, the presentation. So invitations and presentations I kind of lump almost together, but we do have to make a one small kind of differentiation is that if you have a wonderful presentation or video or something that you use to be able to build your business, but you never really tell people to go there on a regular basis, okay, they're not going to go watch your presentation. And epiphany I had probably within the last 2 years was that a lot of people are busy. Like, you guys are probably fairly busy, right? If people weren't busy, we would have 5,000 people on our call right now, right? We get thousands of people listening to these Saturday morning breakfast calls on videos, online, on our telephone recording afterwards. But to even attend here live, I mean, you definitely are making a commitment because people are busy, right? We've got lives. We've got stuff to do, right? We've got jobs. We've got families. We've got activities. We've got lots of things. Of course, we got to make it a priority to build our business. So that's, of course, why, the top people always tend to come to the calls and attend everything and get all the information. But all the other people are very busy. Okay, everybody's very busy. So you have to not just invite them once to see your presentation, all right? Unless they've specifically heard you, said, no, I'm not interested. If you didn't get a decline from them, you need to continue inviting them over and over again to your presentation until they show up. People go to funerals every week, right? People die. People are sick. Family members get put in the hospital. If you sent them an email and their, let's just say their mother went into the hospital that same week, do you think their focus is really going to be on joining you in your network marketing company? Or do you think that email is just going to get lost, right, in the abyss of emails that are going to go out to them? If they are on vacation, over in Europe, at the time your one email to them hits, and you specifically emailed them, and then you never heard back, and you kind of felt bad, and you're like, well, I guess they're not interested. I never heard back from them. Like, how do you even know they got it? They probably didn't read it. There's a good chance they didn't read your email. So there's nothing wrong with emailing them again. There's nothing wrong with sending offers to them, sending marketing to them, sending advertisements to them. Basically, if they're on your list, you need to continue inviting everybody on your list to your presentation over and over and over and over again. Repetition in network marketing is going to help you win. Okay, that's kind of like key. Repetition. Okay, the more you invite people, the more people will show up. Now, this is going to be true on two aspects. One, if they see one invitation from you, they'll decide, should I go or should I not? Should I check it out? Should I not? Right? But if they see 2 invitations, 3 invitations, 4 invitations, 5 invitations, 6 invitations, by about the 10th invitation, they're like, wow, this must be really important. This must be a good business because they keep inviting me. They keep sending me the same, the same information. They want me to go check this out. By about the 10th email, now I'm not saying send 10 emails in one day, but by having all that repetition go, the person, it starts to click in that they remember your name, right? They see your name constantly in their email box. And they're thinking, yeah, I should go look at that. A lot of people, by the way, I mean, you're probably similar to me, is when you see something for the very first time, you think, oh, that's interesting. Maybe I should go check that out someday. And then someday never comes. But if people don't follow up with me and offer to me again and again and again, someday never comes because that email gets buried in 100 or 200 or 300 other emails. It doesn't sit at the top of my email box. If I don't take action immediately that day and look at it, it's gone forever. There's no way. I mean, unless I specifically go look up that person's name for some reason, okay, it's gone. Not going to look at it again. All right, it's like a TV commercial, right? Like if you don't take action at the time that TV commercial's on, it's gone forever. You'll never watch it again, unless that TV station plays that same commercial again and again and again and again and again. Think about the repetition on television. Think about the repetition on internet advertising. If any of you guys have ever been on Facebook or Google, and a company seems to follow you around online, well, it's because of retargeting ads, right? So they basically see that you went to their website at one point, and then they tell Google and Facebook and some of the other major search engines and places that you visit that, yeah, hey, run these banner ads to these people once they've come to my website. And all the computers and systems track all that, and then all of a sudden, and the very first time I noticed this, it was with Staples. Because I usually buy kind of like paper and office supplies and ink and stuff like that from Staples. By the way, for those of you that do purchase paper, I'm going to have to find a new supplier because I think Staples got rid of all the rebate programs where I'd get paper, like a ream of paper for $1. I'd get like an entire box of paper for like $4. I'm not spectacularly happy with them for getting rid of those rebates. But anyway, I got to figure out if they're still doing something like that, and if anybody has any ideas, please email me. And I don't buy a huge amount of paper, but I always used to feel like I was getting such a great deal because I basically got an entire box of like 10 reams of paper for like $5. So anyway, off topic, but Staples used to retarget. They were one of the first companies that I noticed, that I specifically noticed them retargeting me. And I was like, wow, I was just on the Staples website. They seem to be following me everywhere I go online. Well, they're not following me. They're just advertising specifically to me because I was on their website, right? They put a pixel or something like that on my computer, a cookie or whatever they call them nowadays, and they can advertise to me over and over and over again on different websites through the Google networks and through the Facebook networks, right? And the reason why they do that is for the repetition. Okay? Does that make sense? The reason why they do that is for the repetition. You want to have that same repetition with your list, with your contacts, with your people. Okay? You want to get that same kind of repetition going where you advertise it to them regularly, either every couple of days or once a week, but you need to have that repetition. Now, by the way, Postcard Networker has a built-in autoresponder, so when somebody opts into your website, we send them emails every couple of days. Well, first off, it starts off, I think, every day, then it goes to every couple of days, and then 2 or 3 times a week they get emails from the system, but it doesn't mean you shouldn't offer them your opportunity, your business. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't email them yourself as well, or promote to them, okay? And it doesn't take a huge amount of your time to do that once you've collected all those names. But I think it's important that you understand that, yeah, if you want them to join your network marketing business, you need to advertise to them. You need to pitch them. You need to invite them to have a look at your presentation. You can't just expect them to do it. You can't expect them to come chase you, right? You have to still invite them to the presentation, okay? And then, of course, we have to spend time talking to people, making an offer to them. And whether your offer is online and you can close them and sign them up online through a website, or whether you've got to do that over the phone, or whether you've got to do that through text message or whatever, you do have to take the time after they've watched the presentation or once they've viewed your business to make them an offer. A lot of the things that I do nowadays tend to be automated, tend to have an offer included with the videos and stuff like that online. Tend to, like with Postcard Networker, for instance, once somebody gets a postcard, they can literally walk through our entire system and join everything, buy postcards, do all that kind of stuff, watch videos, and then purchase immediately from Postcard Networker online, right? So we kind of make offers and closes and stuff like that through the system. You just have to decide and make sure that you have that same type of opportunity in your network marketing company, whatever you're promoting, right? Your company has to be able to make an offer and close your prospects, or you have to do it on the phone, okay? You either do it through your website, or you do it on the phone, or you do a mix of both, right? By the way, just a little side note that I want to throw out there for you guys. Your conversions, so people joining your business, will increase if you speak with them. Okay, kind of a crazy thought, right? If you actually talk to people, more people will join. Now, sometimes I get away with not talking to a lot of my prospects because I've got such a huge list, right? Like I've got a huge list of people that I can promote to, that I can offer, that I can invite and offer an opportunity to. So sometimes I get away with actually not talking to people. But I'll tell you what, if I called a lot of the people that were interested in our business and if I called them and talked to them, I would enroll more, okay? I understand that. Now, I give up some of the enrolling because I want to automate some of it, and I'm cognizant of that, right? Like I know that I'm making that decision in my business to not necessarily pick up the phone so much in exchange for less enrollments, okay? But if you don't have a huge list of people and you want to increase your sales, the easiest, most simplest way to do that is to pick up the phone and get good at just talking to people and start building relationships with them. You will enroll more. okay, if there's another human being at the other end of the phone. Okay, that's just the way it is. If you do presentations in person, like if you're meeting somebody, you will actually enroll more people and close more people than if you do it over the phone. Like if you get together with someone, it's a lot easier to develop a relationship and get excited and enroll a real human being than it is to do it over the phone, than it is to do it over the internet. Okay? The excitement of the internet and the excitement of what's available online is that we can move faster. We don't have to leave our homes. We can do entire presentations. We can sell online completely. We can automate that process. So I'm not advocating for getting together with people and doing home meetings or doing hotel meetings. I mean, I'm just saying if you want to increase the conversion rate at which people are joining your business, because if you only have a list of 10 people or 20 people and you want to enroll more into your network marketing company, I would say grab their phone number, pick up the phone, and chat with them, talk to them. If you don't feel comfortable with that, that's okay too. Right? Most of the systems nowadays will allow people to join you and make the offers and the presentations online anyway. But just a little side tip, if you want to enroll more people, you develop a relationship with them, talk to them, work with them. And the final thing is obviously training, and that's kind of a follow-up process, but if you look at these 5 things, and training to me is kind of also, when we talk to people, when we're rolling them, when we're closing them, when we're helping them, we say, we're offering them training. We're offering them, I'm going to also show you how to do all this. I'm going to show you how to build your business, right? And then you have to follow up and actually do it, right? Follow up and show them what to do, where to get the leads, how to send the postcards, how to invite people, whatever the process is. But I mean, these 4 things, build your list, invite, present, offer, close. That's how you enroll 100 people in your business. Well, Joel, I only have 2. Great. Build a bigger list. I have a huge list. Great. Invite more people to your presentation. I'm inviting hundreds of people to my presentation. Nobody's joining. Well, there's 2 things wrong with that. Either 1, you're not following up and closing them, right? You're not following up. Or 2, your presentation is horrible. Okay? Fix your presentation. If you're inviting tons and tons and tons of people to your business and nobody's joining ever, either your presentation and your business sucks or you're just not following up. You need to follow up and ask them, hey, John, hey, Mary, hey, Bill, hey, Dave, do you want to join my business? Do you want to get started with me? Okay? Email them and ask them, hey, what did you think of the presentation? What did you think of the business? Follow up, follow up, follow up, right? And the more you follow up, the more people will enroll. I think I've told this story before, but back in 2005 probably, we were building a network marketing company where primarily we were actually doing cold calls. Well, I call them cold calls. They were warm calls, I guess. But they were basically, we were having our team call leads and invite them. So the building of the list we would do, myself and my business partner would build the lists. Then we would provide the leads to our team. They would cold call these people, invite them to our presentation. Okay, myself and my business partner would do the presentations. We would kind of like pre-close them, right, on the presentation, but then the inviter would still have to call them back after the presentation and close them and enroll them. Okay. Now, here's an interesting thing that would happen is that a lot of people would have no problem with the inviting process. They would invite tons and tons and tons of people to the presentations, and what we couldn't figure out is some of the better people that we're inviting, because we would talk to the prospects on the phone during the presentation. We'd do our presentation, we'd open up the call for questions, okay? And we couldn't figure out why certain people were always getting lots of prospects on the presentations, but they were never enrolling anybody. And come to find out, I mean, the longer this went, we kind of tried to figure this out, but the primary reason was because those people were really good at inviting, but they never called the people back after the presentation. They just assumed that the prospect, the person that was interested in the business, would phone them back if they wanted to join. What a crazy assumption. sometimes it happens. I mean, sometimes people will call you back and say, yeah, I really want to get started. How do I get started? Can you help me? But the majority of the time, like 95% of the time, you have to follow up. You have to call them and say, hey, what did you think of the presentation? You know, do you have any other questions that I can answer? How can I help you get started today? You know, are you interested in getting going? We can start doing training right away. Would you like to join, right? Like when you get the people on the phone afterward, that's where the real magic happens, because then they feel like, yeah, you're actually going to help them. You're actually going to work with them, right? It's not just, you're not just another number on the board, okay? So as we used to build this business, we'd have all these people cold calling, and we had this one member that said, hey, can I just get the leads of the people that don't join the business? Like, I just want to, like, follow up with people who didn't join the business. And we thought it was kind of weird, but what she used to do is she used to go behind, a week behind people that didn't join the business, and she would phone, and she was enrolling tons of people that had already been on the presentation, okay? So somebody had invited them, they'd been on the presentation, nobody followed up with them. She would call them randomly, like she would just get a list of people that potentially would have been on the presentation. She'd call them and she'd say, hey, you know, did you get a chance to get on the presentation? Yeah. And she would enroll them. But the inviters didn't want to follow up. It was weird. It was such a weird situation. But here's all I'm saying is that because she got really good at following up, she was one of the top enrollers in our entire company, because she would just be willing to do all the follow-ups. Kind of pick up all the people that had been interested, but nobody ever talked to them again, right? So if you want to personally enroll 100 people in your business this year, how do you do that? Well, I've laid out the steps, right? You got to build a big list. You got to invite people. You got to have a presentation, offer and close them, right? Follow up with them, right? Offer close just means follow up. Talk to them again after the presentation. Speak with them, right, after the presentation. But you really have to just like invite 10,000 people to your business, right? Build your list, right? You want to get 100 people to join. Well, let's just take a simple average and let's say, well, 1% of people will join your business. I mean, probably more will join if you speak with them. You might be able to get 10 or 20% of the people to join if you actually speak with them. But even if all you do is just emailing, you probably get 1% of the people to join your business over the course of the next year. Well, that just means you have to build a list of 10,000 people and invite 10,000 people to check out your business. Okay, so break down the numbers. 10,000 people over the course of a year. Let's just, for simplicity's sake, say 12,000 people, because then my math is a lot easier. So let's say 12,000 people over the course of a year. That's inviting 1,000 people per month. All right, 1,000 people a month that you're inviting to check out your business. So you need to have a list of at least 1,000 new people every month. That's a big number, right? Well, what if you got 5% or 10%? Then you'd only need a list of like 100 people a month. And you won't know these numbers if it's 100 people a month or 1,000 people a month until you start doing it, right? Once you start doing it, then you'll start seeing, okay, every time I mail out 100 postcards, I get one. Every time I mail out, every time I invite one person to my business, you know, or every time I invite 10 people to my business, I get one to join the network marketing company. So to get 10 people, I got to send out 1,000 postcards, right? Get 10 people, and then I get one network marketer. And then they duplicate the same thing. And the power isn't in you mailing 20,000, 50,000, 100,000 postcards. The power is in having a team of mailers, right, mailing out 100 postcards each, 200 postcards each, 500 postcards each, right? Collecting 10 people, 20 people, 30 people onto your team, and then encouraging them all to mail too. You know, the reason why we built such a successful, huge postcard networker business is because everybody does a little bit. You know, a huge amount of people do a little bit, right? I'll send 100 postcards, 200, 500, 1,000, right? Your list in your network marketing company also is going to include all of your downline too as you grow, right? That'll help fund all of your marketing. That'll help fund all of your growth. That'll help push you up faster and faster and faster. But at the end of the day, you've got to start that process, right? You've got to put in the effort. You've got to send out the postcards. You've got to start building that contact list and inviting those people. Does that make sense? Sometimes we look for tricks in this industry. Sometimes we look for, like, can it be easier? Can it be faster? Can we go bigger? Well, the easier way to do it is just to have a bigger list, like to build a bigger list in the first place. That's the easier way to do it. That's the trick, right? Like that's the number one kind of trick, I guess, I've used over the last number of years is I just keep building a bigger and bigger and bigger list, right? A bigger list of contacts. And then I invite them all. And I invite them not just once, but twice and 3 times and 10 times to check out my business. Okay? If you want to enroll 100 people, you have to invite more than 100 people to look at your business. Does that make sense? You're not going to enroll 100%. But you will enroll a percentage, 1%, 5%, 10%, 20%, maybe even 50%. I'm not sure. Depends on how great your business is. Depends on how well a job you do inviting and following up, closing, offering, you know. So you got to get in the trenches and start working at it. The best way to build your list is just simply get more postcards. Okay, it's the best, simplest, easiest way. Go into your back office today, purchase some more postcards, mail them out. It'll keep building your list. It's foolproof. It'll continue working year after year, month after month, day after day. Okay, and if you want a free way to do building your list, okay, some people like free, you know. Then you've got to do some work. You've got to make some phone calls. Go online, search for network marketers, find some people, phone them. Okay? All the network marketers in our industry pretty much publish their telephone numbers. Okay? Most of them do. So go find some phone numbers online of people that are promoting a network marketing business. Invite them to Postcard Networker, and you invite them by saying, listen, would you like a way to help build more leads and more income for your XYZ business, whatever network marketing company they're in? You know, do you want more leads for your business? And they all do. Whether they're going to tell you they do or not is another story, but they all do want more leads because they understand that having a bigger list is important too, right? Hey, can I help you build a bigger list, a bigger contact list to help put people into your network marketing company? Okay, what do you have? Well, we have a simple system where we just, offer postcards. And the postcards go out, they come with leads on them, you mail them out, and then people come into your business. Oh, that sounds easy. Let me check it out, right? So if you want to build your list, simple, easy, don't want to pick up the phone, great, just mail the postcards. Okay, that's why we designed the system the way we designed it. But if you want a free way to do it, you just pick up the phone and call people, right? Go find people online, call them, invite them, and you can build a big list that way too. Either way, at the end of the day, you just need more people to put in front of your business, period. You just need more people, right? And that's how you can enroll 100 people, 200 people, 500 people. I mean, I've put probably 800 or 900 personals in a Postcard Networker now. Just mail postcards, all right? If I want more personals, I just mail more postcards. And just over time, that list just continues to build and build and build and build. Okay. Hopefully it's been helpful for you guys today. I know it's kind of repetitive. I feel like it's been a bit repetitive today, but sometimes repetition is important to kind of get it through our heads, right? To remember that, yeah, this business is actually pretty easy. It's the same concepts over and over again. We just have to do the same work. It's a bit repetitive. It's a bit boring sometimes, right? Like it's a little bit like, oh, I've heard this before. But if you get it, if you understand that, yeah, you know how to do it. Like, you know what to do. You just got to go do it. Then it makes it a little bit easier, too, to keep going and keep building. So have a great weekend, everybody. I wish you all the best. I know that if you build the biggest list possible, you will have the most success that you possibly ever can in network marketing, and we're here to help you do that with Postcard Networker and just mailing postcards. So have a great weekend, everybody. I wish you all the best, and we'll talk to you guys all very soon. Bye for now.